Today we're looking at US.08, and US.08 says that you need to be able to explain the concepts of social Darwinism and the social gospel. So within the standard, you have two things you have to be able to do. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at social Darwinism. And social Darwinism was a belief that came from Charles Darwin and his idea on evolution. And this is Charles Darwin over here with the amazing beard that he's rocking. It's just unbelievable. But anyways, Charles Darwin, his idea of evolution, the basic idea was that things have evolved to their current state over time. And that's, the theory that he's most known for. But the other theory that is going to lead to social Darwinism is this theory called survival of the fittest. And survival of the fittest says essentially that the fittest, the most well adapted, the most well rounded in a species is going to survive. And so, Charles Darwin, when he was really looking at this, he was looking at applying this to animals. He noticed there's not a lot of slow cheetahs out there that survive. And the reason being is slow cheetahs can't run down their food. And so Charles Darwin, believed that these traits are adapted over time by these animals, and the ones that are the fittest, the fastest, in the cheetah's example, are the ones that survive because they can eat. Now, what happens during the progressive era is progressives take these ideas and they apply them to humans. So progressives apply to humans. So they say, look, if that's true in the animal world, animal kingdom, it must be true when it comes to humans. There must be certain groups, certain races that are better equipped to survive. And so a lot of progressives, while they're going to push to do, these really important things that are going to change America for the best, a lot of these progressives, to be honest with you, are racist. And because they believe this idea that, certain races of humans are better adapted to different things. And that's what social Darwinism is. If social Darwinism is looking at a poor person, the social Darwinist reaction would be, oh, well, he's poor, he deserves that. He's not as adapted, is not as advanced as I am, and so he deserves what he's living in because he is less of a person than I am. On the other side of all this is the social gospel. And the social gospel is going to be a belief that really is kind of the opposite of social Darwinism. Where social Darwinism looked at people and said, they deserve this, they're lesser than me. The social gospel said, let's do something about this. And so the social gospel kind of got its inspiration from the Bible. So let's just put inspired by the Bible. And it was inspired by the idea of do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So, treat someone the way you want to be treated, that basic idea. So the social gospel, the way they looked at people is they said, you are less fortunate, or maybe you are poor, or maybe you are at a disadvantage. I should help you. So the social gospel believed that they should help lift up the poor. So the social Darwinist said, you are who you are, I'm better adapted, you deserve your plight, whereas the social gospel said, let me help you. And your most famous social gospel believer is Jane Addams. Jane Addams, we've talked about before, and who she is the owner of what's called Hull House. And this is Hull House right here. Hull House was a house she built in Chicago, and basically she used it to provide medical care, food, you name it, to the poor. Because she was a very wealthy woman, and rather than look down on the poor, she decided to help the poor. And she helped them at this settlement house that was called Hull House. And you can see that picture there. It is a huge, huge building that she created. So let's look at this Venn diagram to really kind of understand these two concepts. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of put some things in here where the two circles intersect about what they kind of share. So the first thing they share is they each have opinions on the poor. And let's just write down each of their opinions. The social Darwinist opinion on the poor is pretty obvious. You know, they deserve what they get. The poor deserve to be poor. And the reason they deserve that is because the social Darwinists believed they weren't as advanced or as, you know, privileged, and they deserved that. They hadn't evolved. They hadn't, you know, become this upper level of person. The social gospel, their opinions on the poor is they wanted to help poor achieve better life. So you know, there's the obvious difference between the two. You know, they both had opinions on what to do about poor people, but they differed in kind of how they're going to carry these things out. The other thing that they have in different, they definitely don't share, is what inspired them. Social Darwinism was inspired by survival of the fittest. The social gospel is going to be inspired by the Bible, by Christianity. The other thing with social Darwinism and social gospel are going to be the people that follow them. You know, both of these opinions were some they held in common. Progressives believed in these. So let's put believed in by progressives. These two opinions kind of split the progressive movement in half. But the type of people that believed each is different. Most of your social Darwinists are going to be your business elites. Like your robber barons, you're insanely rich. Now, that's not to say that you're not going to have some of those people in your social gospel. But your social gospel is going to be filled more with like your reformers, people who are trying to, not necessarily make crazy money for themselves, but to make the world a better place. And now there are some people who kind of cross over between the social Darwinism and social gospel. The best example of that by far is Andrew Carnegie. Okay, Carnegie is going to kind of play both sides of this, and it kind of differs the older that he gets.